everybody, what's up? I was going to try to film this video outside today because it is absolutely gorgeous. Unfortunately, unfortunately for video filming purposes, but not unfortunately for them, the neighbor kids are outside playing and, being kids and being loud. So, yeah, that's what happened there. Anyway. Ooh, that was kind of a cool thing I had there for a little bit. Ooh, look at that. Anyway, I wanted to talk a little bit about something that somebody actually asked me last year during May when I was doing some CF awareness stuff on Facebook. And a really good friend of mine, M, who has been on my channel a couple different times, she asked me, like, as a friend, what could she do for me in regards to, like, me having CF? And so I thought that was a wonderful question, and the answer that I gave, I think, applies to anybody with any sort of chronic condition and applies to, whether you're a friend, a relative, a caregiver, significant other, like whatever. And that's really just to be there. Sometimes it can be really hard for people to ask for help, but if you know that somebody is struggling, offering to help them is an amazing, wonderful thing. Even something as simple as offering to bring over dinner, offering to, just come over and hang out if they're not feeling good. Sometimes it can be really hard for people with chronic illnesses to have a social life and go out and do things. And, if you know somebody who's dealing with something and they're having a rough time, they might be feeling lonely because they just can't get out and do things like a regular person. And that can be really isolating. So, offer to take them to the grocery store. If somebody's in the hospital, visit. The hospital is so extraordinarily boring. If you've never been in the hospital, I hope you never have to be. But if you have been, you know how boring it is. You have, very few TV channels, and the ones that you do have are not very good. You get sick of TV so fast. Even with the internet now and like having like Netflix and things like that, you can only take so much of sitting around watching TV. I always take knitting or some sort of project with me to the hospital, but sometimes I'm not feeling good enough to even do that, even though a whole lot of effort's not involved. And so you just get bored. You miss your friends, you miss your family. And so just going and visiting somebody in the hospital and bringing them something to eat that's not hospital food, that is an amazing gesture. Like, if you don't have no idea, honestly, like how important it is for me that my friends just come around and say hi and hang out and just talk and, make me feel like I'm not in jail, or, you know what I mean? Like, that I'm not held hostage in the hospital. I'm honestly kind of like tearing up a little bit because, it's really, really touching to me when my friends come and visit. And that's just like a huge gesture. You don't have to even bring anything. Like, outside food is nice, but like, even if you can't do that, just coming and hanging out for a while and having a conversation like a regular person. If the person you're visiting, if you know that they, like to be pampered, maybe come by and do just like a mini manicure, quick pedicure on them, like simple things like that. Really, at least from my perspective, like they make me feel in touch with the world when I'm in the hospital. They definitely make me feel loved. It's always wonderful to know that my friends are willing to take the time out of their day with whatever they have going on. And, you know, a lot of my friends, you know, they're really busy people, but they will make the time to come and visit me when I'm in the hospital, and that's huge. That's one of the biggest things you can do for people. But, you know, even if they're not in the hospital, you know, the same thing, like, come visit, come hang out. You know, even you get sick of, like I said, you get sick of TV, but even like watching a movie with somebody else, you know, to be there to laugh at the funny parts with you, you know, that's, you know, not having a social life can be very, very hard. And so, yeah, that's huge. If you are a significant other, one thing that you can do, which I've never been with anybody who was willing to do this, but I know it would be such a help to learn how to start a person's IV, because sometimes the schedule is so grueling and it can be hard, if not impossible, to get a full night's sleep. And then you have, you know, you're sick in the first place, but then you stack onto that, like, not being able to get a good night's sleep, not being able to sleep through the night because you have to get up to start an IV, you know, and then you have side effects from the medications on top of that. So it's like just a triple whammy, like, and it can be so difficult. And sometimes, like, you know, people will voluntarily go into the hospital just because they can't handle the schedule of the medications. And, you know, you, at least in the hospital, you can just lay around. Somebody else will start it for you. Somebody else will bring you your food. Somebody, you know, you don't have to get up in the middle of the night to start an IV. The nurse will just come in and do it. And, you know, so taking some of that burden off of a person with CF or anything, you know, whatever they have going on that might interrupt them, you know, that might make their day more difficult and interrupt their sleep and whatever. Anything you can do to take away that burden from them, to allow them to be able to rest, because rest is just as important as the medications for somebody to be able to get better and heal and get back on their feet. You know, bring people food, because, you know, something that's easy to reheat, you know, throw in the microwave or just in the oven really quick, you know, one dish meals, casseroles, things like that, whatever the case may be, you know, that way they don't have to think about it, because it's so easy to get stuck in a cycle of just eating, you know, peanut butter and jelly or junk food or just, you know, top ramen, things like that, because it's so easy to do. But you still need good, healthy, fresh food to give your body the energy that it needs to heal. And so bringing somebody food can be a huge gesture if they're struggling but they're at home. I used to just, when I lived alone, I used to go into the hospital sometimes just because I knew that I would not have the energy to cook for myself and have good, healthy food to eat. It just, I knew that I would just not have it in me to be able to do that for myself. So, yeah, just being there and, you know, asking, what can I do for you? What do you need? You know, can be such a huge gesture, because a lot of people just asking for help can be really, really difficult. So, you know, don't wait for them to ask. Just offer your company, your time, your culinary skills, you know, whatever the case may be, whatever it is you have to offer somebody who's struggling, just do it. And Dozer wants in, so one moment. So yeah, basically my point is, just be there for anybody you know is struggling, whether it's with the flu or something chronic. Be a friend. That's the biggest thing, you know. you, somebody who's sick and feeling like poo, they just, they really just want your company, your time. And even if you're, a long distance away and you can't be there for the person, give them a call, send a message. If you are able to, maybe, send flowers, let them know that you're thinking about them. That's another big thing, is just to know that you are being prayed for or thought about, or any of those things. That can be a real mood booster and very uplifting, just to know that even, friends and family who might be far away, that they're thinking about you and they're pulling for you and they're encouraging you. That's just as meaningful as, coming to visit and things like that. So the biggest thing I can say is, if you're looking for a way to be helpful to someone dealing with anything, is just be there for them. And offer help whenever you're able to, and offer your time and your company and your love and support and hugs and all of those wonderful things that, you might not think that it's a big deal, but take my word for it, for somebody who's struggling, it's huge. It's a huge, huge deal. Sometimes those little things are the things that matter the most. So that is all I have for today. I hope you guys are having an awesome day. I am leaving for Oregon on Friday, and I will be back on Monday. So I'm gonna try and pre-film a few videos to upload while I'm away. I hope it's gonna happen, but I have kind of a lot of things to do in order to get ready to go. So anyway, I'm gonna do my very best. And so I will see you guys later. Bye.